Okay, well, ma'am, you were supposed to come get a fill-in 2 weeks ago. Because one of my friends does that. And I don't know why. Like, she was like, yeah, Jordan, I just pull them out. And don't think that these questions are intrusive, because some of the stuff your client's going to tell you is just, you don't even want to know it anyway. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Joydan. Today's topic is lash retention. I know the girls be having trouble with this. So especially if you are a beginner lash tech, retention is something that can be kind of scary. So I'm just gonna give y'all the tips that I've learned throughout my lash journey that can help y'all, so you won't be so scared about retention, and then you can figure out which clients are lying to y'all about it too, because we're gonna get into that. But before we get into the video, I do have an online lash training. It is self-paced, so you go through the entire course. At the end, you'll send in all the information needed to my email, and I will send you your certification. I also have marketing ebooks on my site as well for you to purchase if you are having issues with gaining clientele or marketing. I do have those two available, and then the mentorship and the coaching calls are available. The coaching call does have a wait list though, because I don't know what y'all did, but y'all booked it up super fast. Just go ahead, put your information in, and within, depending on when you see this, within the next week or two, I should be able to get you in for a coaching call. If you've already signed up, registered for the coaching call, you are good to go. If not, next week I got you. I just didn't want to get overwhelmed with the coaching calls, but y'all can still go ahead and sign up on the wait list. Now that we have all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into the video. Tip number one with retention. So it's not always on you as a lash artist. Now, sometimes it is, depending on what the issue is, and we'll get into all of that. But I do want you to understand that as a beginner, retention can kind of be scary if you don't know what to do. But also understand that as a beginner, 90% of your clients know you're a beginner, and they are going to try to take advantage of you with this whole retention thing. So depending on what city you're in, if you're in a bigger city, so if I would have started my business in Atlanta, people would definitely have taken advantage of me with the retention, because people do it now. And I've been lashing for 5 years. So something that your clients know. Basically, if you're in a bigger city, people have already had their lashes done multiple times before. You're just their new lash tech. So it's rare just in 2023 and just in bigger cities for you to be somebody's first lash tech and you to give them their first lash set. The majority of your clients are going to be coming from other people, so they already know how to finesse a lash tech. Your clients are going to try to finesse you with this. I'm not saying every client is, but it's about 60-70% of people who are going to do a lot of these things on this list that I'm going to tell you. Only about 30% is going to be on you. First thing is, your clients are not going to be booking properly. They're not going to be booking that 2 to 3 week mark. So depending on the type of retention that you have, usually as a beginner, and majority of lash techs are going to have 2 to 3 week fill-ins. Anything after that is going to be a full set. So you might have really good retention. I've had clients come at the 4 week mark and at the 6 week mark, super good retention. But then I've had other clients do the same thing and they have 2 lashes left, which is going to be normal. So you'll notice things like that, where they're complaining at the fill-in that retention is bad. But you as a lash artist need to go behind your client and see when their last appointment was booked. Pull up your Acuity and go in there and pull up their last appointment date. You need to know if they are lying. This is why I tell y'all, make sure you have a booking site, because just going back and trying to find when their last appointment time was through text message, you don't want to do that. Look on the Acuity, scroll down in their profile, it's going to tell you their last appointment time. If their last appointment was not within 21 days, it's usually on them. So we can get that out of the way, because you are going to have clients who are going to come at 5 weeks, 4 weeks. Oh my gosh, my lashes are coming off. I don't know what happened. They're not staying. I've been washing them, I've been doing this, and they're just falling out. Okay, well, ma'am, you were supposed to come get a fill-in 2 weeks ago. So they were supposed to get a fill-in 2 weeks ago, and they're complaining about retention after 4 weeks. Some people have really good retention when they can go 4 weeks. Other people cannot. Some lash techs can do work that is super good at 4 and 6 weeks. Majority is not like that. So don't think that it's always going to be a 4 to 6 week fill-in. You need to have a 2 and 3 week fill-in on your site because that is the normal time. Check behind your client because that's one way they're going to try to get over on you. The next thing is your clients usually sleep on their side. One side is going to have 2 lashes and the other side is going to be super full. The side that has the least amount of lashes is the side that they sleep on. Just try to tell them to sleep on their back. Some people sleep on their face. That's why y'all see in none of my videos did I ever have lash extensions. I usually wear strips, but I sleep on my face. So if I get my lashes done, I can't sleep properly. And they will come out in like a week. So I just don't do it. But you have clients who sleep on their face, things like that. So that is going to be a big cause of their lashes falling out. That is nothing that you did. I know some lash techs will overfill that one side that they do sleep on. You can do that. I wouldn't recommend it because it's gonna make the set look kind of weird. But so the next tip is if your clients change up anything in their diet. So if they go on a diet, if they change up vitamins, medications, anything like that, that is gonna play a role in their shedding cycle and their growth cycle. Just hair all over their body. So hormone changes, if they become pregnant, if they go on the keto diet. I don't know what it is about the keto diet, but I've had clients go on the keto diet and they were just allergic to everything. Their lashes are falling out, their hair on their head is falling out. One of my clients was allergic to her shampoo. The other one was allergic to her perfume during the whole phase of them just being on the keto diet. So your clients are gonna tell you all of their business anyway. So you probably don't have to ask them, did they change their diet or anything? If you see somebody who is usually coming every 2 to 3 weeks coming once a week, you can ask them, hey, did you switch vitamins? Did you go on a specific diet or anything? And usually they're going to be honest with you and tell you. And you can just let them know, like, I'm seeing that in your growth cycle with lashes. Maybe you want to take a break from lashes if they don't want to keep coming as frequently. Or, you know, just let them know, okay, well, your shedding cycle has changed because of that. So you are going to have to come more frequently for your fill-ins. I know some big things, like I told you, the keto diet, vitamin E oil, and fish oil. If your clients do any of those or start on any of those, even just certain multivitamins, and don't think that these questions are intrusive because some of the stuff your client's gonna tell you is just, you don't even wanna know it anyway. Or asking them about the vitamins and medication. Well, you don't have to ask about medication, or just ask them, did they try any new vitamins? And they'll probably tell you about a new medication they started or something. Along with birth control. So birth control can cause an issue with their hormones. It's gonna fluctuate their hormones, and you will see a difference with that from somebody who is not on it and then they get on it or switch to a different one. So that is something to keep in mind. The biggest thing with retention is always going to be your humidity and your temperature. There are ways around humidity and temperature, and that is always just going to be changing out your glue ring every 15 to 30 minutes. If your humidity is out of range, your temperature is out of range, you can still keep your glue. Now, I'm not gonna recommend this. I'm not gonna recommend, you know, using a glue that's out of range. But if you have to use it, as long as you change that glue ring out more frequently, you can kind of get away with it. So let's just say you walk in and your humidity is 30% and your glue only works between 50 and 70. You don't have to cancel your clients for the whole day and, you know, miss out on money. Make sure you're shaking your glue properly. Always do that. But make sure while you're doing your lashes that entire day, just change out your glue like every 10 minutes. Now that's gonna be a hassle on you, and of course you are gonna be using more product, but changing out that glue more frequently is going to help you than changing it every 30 minutes and it's sitting in that bad environment. I would still do all of my clients that day, but I would be ordering a new glue that same day. Just change out my glue ring every 10 minutes. Along with your glue, I always recommend clear glue. I don't know what it is about the Stacy Lash clear glue, but I've had the best retention out of my entire 5 years with this glue. There's another clear glue. I'll link it down below. I think it's by Lash or something. They do have a clear glue. It's good, but it's more expensive than the Stacy Lash, and the retention is, in my opinion, the same. But I know that one works really good in low humidity. Another issue with glue could be your glue is drying either too fast or too slow for you. So if you are a beginner, getting a half a second or 1 second glue might not be the best option for you. They have glues that are up to, I think, 5 seconds. So that means whenever you dip your glue, you can either isolate and then dip, or dip and isolate. That's completely preference, up to you. But if you are dipping and then isolating, and it takes you a super long time to isolate, if you have a half a second or a 1 second glue, and it takes you super long to isolate, by the time you place that lash on that natural lash, your glue is completely dry, and then you're gonna have to re-dip it, and re-dipping your lash in the glue, and so double dipping your lash in the glue isn't always the best, because it just doesn't glue as good. So I would recommend, if you are a beginner, from what I've noticed just being a trainer, most beginners can work with a 2 second glue. So if you are having an issue with retention, try to get a longer glue, but that's if you are taking a super long time to isolate. If it doesn't take you a long time and you're using like a 3 second glue, then you probably want to go down to a half a second glue. So people can give you their glue recommendations on retention. So I can say I have 4-week retention with the clear Stacy Lash glue. But if it takes you 3 to 5 seconds to isolate, that glue isn't going to do anything for you. So that's why I'm really big on just finding a glue that works for you. People can give you their recommendations, and I'll give you my recommendations all day long, but sometimes certain environments, time, isolation, everybody's lashing is completely different. The glue I used to use in North Carolina does not work here in Georgia. That's just something I had to go through tons of different glues to find a glue that works specifically in Georgia. I don't know what it is. Just think about that when you are purchasing glue and when people recommend a glue to you. The next thing is going to be clients who have oily skin. We all know oil breaks down the lash bond. So if you put oil on lashes, just like when people remove their lashes at home, 9 times out of 10, they're going to put olive oil or coconut oil on their lashes, and the lashes are going to come off. If your client has oily skin, after 2 weeks of them just having just regular oily skin, even if you prime the lashes, do bonders, sealant, everything at the appointment, their lashes might not stay for 2 weeks. They might not even stay for a full week, depending on how oily their skin is. Every single week, because she has super, super, super oily skin. So I will do everything I can to get the oil off of the lashes before placing the lashes on there. Cool. The first day, they're cool. Second day, they're cool. By the third day, they're basically coming off, because she will rub her lashes and feel oil on her lashes. The oil, just because somebody has oily skin, you have to understand they're sleeping usually on their side. So oils are rubbing from their pillow to their lashes. If they touch their face and then they touch their lashes, oil is being distributed onto the lashes. So that oil is seeping onto, along with the oil is just seeping onto their lashes. So just like how people who have like oily hair, they usually break out on their forehead. That oil is getting on their lashes. If you notice that in clients, and I can personally tell whenever I'm taping up their bottom lashes if their face is oily. But over time at fill-ins and things like that, you'll be able to tell, because they'll just have super oily lashes and you'll notice it. So you can kind of let them know, like, hey, do you have oily skin? So yeah, if you do have somebody who comes and they have oily skin, just tell them to clean their lashes every single day. My recommendation, I don't tell my clients to clean their lashes every single day, because on some people, if they do that, their lashes are going to completely fall out. If I'll just go ahead and ask them, do they wear eye makeup every day? If they have oily skin, or they do wear makeup, oil or eye makeup every day, I'm going to tell them to wash their lashes every single day. Make sure all of the makeup is off, and then they need to go through with a lash bath and wash their lashes. If they do not wear makeup every day and they do not have oily skin, I usually tell them they can go every 2 to 3 days. 3-4 days at max. Because you're going to see some of the girls who 21 days and they have not washed their lashes or they have not washed their lids. So you're going to tell your client not to get their lashes wet for the first 3 days. So this is another tip. Make sure they're not getting their lashes wet for the first 3 days. I don't care if you're using bonder, sealant, the LED curing light, I don't care what you use. Make sure you tell them not to get their lashes wet for the first 3 days, okay? People take that to heart, and some people are gonna say, I'm not gonna wash my face, I'm not gonna wash my eyelids, I'm not gonna wash my lashes, I cannot get nothing wet on my face. And they're gonna come to you and you are gonna see things on their lid and on their lashes, and that's for you to see, and I'm not gonna post no pictures about it. You will definitely see stuff like that. So always enforce washing their lashes. But if they do not wear eye makeup and a whole bunch of makeup, you can tell them to do it every 2 to 3 days because it's really not necessary. The next tip is going to be the heavier the lashes or the thicker the lashes, the mega volume, super long lengths, they're going to shed out a lot faster. So if the lash is too heavy, kind of like how you don't want to use super thick lashes, if you're using super thick fans, like really big mega volume fans, or if you're using really long lengths, that weighs down the lashes and they're going to fall out. They're either going to fall off of the natural lash or they're going to fall off with the natural lash. So regardless, they're not going to have no lashes on when they come to you. So think about that when you as a lash tech are coming up with what type of styles you want to create. If you want to do the super full, mega volume, super long lengths, that's fine. But just understand that you are going to have to come up with a technique that makes sure those lashes are completely on there and you have some super good glue and they are following all of the aftercare and everything, because anything over that 17-18 millimeter length, their retention, they are coming back right back at that 10 to 14 day mark because they're just super heavy. Just understand that certain styles already are just not good for the health of the lashes. And last tip is, a lot of people pick at their lashes. So whether it be just rubbing them from side to side or just pulling them out, I've had clients where I'll put the word right here, it's a medical term for it, but they literally pulled their hair out, hair on their head, hair on their lashes, brows, they're going to pull them out. So you have some clients who do that. Some clients will literally have gaps in their lashes when they come to you for a full set and it looks like somebody has cut a chunk out with scissors. That is where they pulled a gap out in their lashes and that is where they're starting to regroup at. So that's a more serious case of it. If I get mine done and one has twisted, and if you've ever had your lashes done, so lashes are all gonna go in a direction like this, but after a while when you need to fill in, that lash is not going to be curled up this way. It's going to twist your natural lash and it's going to be hanging down. That is super annoying and you are over here pulling and picking at your lashes. A lot of people do that. So do understand, a lot of retention is not on you as a lash artist. So don't let that discourage you from starting, or don't let that discourage you while you are lashing and make you want to quit, because like I just showed you, the only tip that really is your fault is that humidity and temperature. So of course you want to make sure you have really good application, really good isolation, nothing is stuck to other lashes and things like that. But just make sure that humidity and temperature is in range. Y'all know I kind of told y'all how to fix that. So to fix that, you can get a humidifier, a dehumidifier, whichever one for your range. You can get a specific glue for low and high humidity. Make sure that's in range, make sure your application is good, and as long as it's within that first 24 to 48 hours, I usually have on my site that if it's something that goes wrong or their lashes start falling out within the first 72 hours, that's on me and I'm gonna give you a free fill-in. So we're gonna figure out when you can come in for a free fill-in. Anything after 3-4 days, it takes lash glue 3 days to completely cure and dry. So after that 3 days, if their lashes are falling out, it's usually on them, and a lot of people will pull their lashes out and tell you, hey, I don't know what's going on, but my lashes are falling out. But even when I had first started in North Carolina, I had that issue with a few clients where they ended up telling me like, yeah, I was pulling them out. Because one of my friends does that, and I don't know why. Like, she was like, yeah, Jordan, you know, I just pull them out. People pull their lashes out. So that's a big thing. So make sure your humidity is good, your temperature is good, your glue is good. Make sure you're not using old glue. So if you took a training in January and it is now September, do not think that, oh, I'm about to get into lashes, let me shake this glue up. Oh yeah, it's gonna pour out fine usually if you kept it in a cool space. It probably looks still good to use, but don't use that glue. I would recommend 6 to 8 weeks on a glue. Usually you might be able to go 3 months with one glue bottle. But I would not try to use any glue after 3 months. I would just throw it out. Those are all of my tips for retention. That is it for my video, and I will see y'all in my next one.